I used to think seatbelts were optional. If I was sitting in the back seat or just going a few blocks, I wouldn't bother. My friends were the same. We thought it was something only paranoid parents worried about. But one night, that tiny decision to buckle up literally saved my life. It was junior year of college, and my roommate Jake was throwing a party. He always had this reckless energy, the kind of guy who thought rules were for other people. Around 1 a.m., he decided we all needed food. I was starving and hopped into his beat-up sedan with 2 other friends. I don't know why, but as I slid into the back seat, I grabbed the seatbelt and clicked it in. Maybe it was the way Jake was already fumbling his keys, or maybe just my gut screaming at me. The streets were slick from rain, and Jake thought it would be funny to race another car down Main Street. I remember gripping the seatbelt strap across my chest as the speedometer climbed past 70. My friend in the front laughed nervously, telling him to chill out, but Jake just hooped louder. Then it happened. The other car swerved, Jake overcorrected, and suddenly we were spinning. Everything slowed down, the screech of tires, the blur of streetlights, my own heartbeat hammering in my ears. Then the impact. We slammed into a parked SUV with a force that made the entire frame of the car shudder. The windshield shattered like ice. When I opened my eyes, the car was smoke-filled. My friend in the front seat had hit his head on the dashboard, blood streaming down his temple. Jake was dazed, cursing, his airbag half deflated in his lap. I was shaken but intact, except for the red, burning line across my shoulder where the seatbelt had locked tight. The paramedics arrived within minutes. They pulled my friend out first, then checked on me. One EMT looked at the belt mark on my chest and said, "That strap saved you. Without it, you'd be in the ER right now or worse." His words cut through the shock like a blade. I glanced at the spiderweb cracks on the windshield and realized my head would have been one of them if I hadn't buckled up. While the EMTs worked, the police pulled Jake aside. He was slurring his words, reeking of alcohol, insisting he was totally fine. The sobriety test proved otherwise. Standing there, watching him try to joke his way out of a DUI, I felt a wave of anger rise inside me. I wanted to scream, "You almost killed us for a laugh." At the hospital, I couldn't stop shaking. My parents rushed in, eyes wide with terror until they saw me standing, mostly unharmed. My mom hugged me, so tight that the seatbelt burn stung, but I didn't dare flinch. She whispered, "That belt saved you," and I just broke down crying in her arms. Jake got charged with reckless driving and DUI. The school suspended him for the semester, and honestly, I cut him out of my life after that. I couldn't look at him without thinking about the sound of metal crunching and glass exploding. My friend who hit his head recovered, but he still has a faint scar along his hairline, a constant reminder of how close we all came. That night changed me in ways I didn't expect. Now, I don't care if I'm riding 2 blocks in an Uber or sitting in the backseat of a cab. I buckle up every single time. People sometimes tease me for being paranoid, tugging at the strap before the car even moves, but I don't care. I've seen the alternative. It's funny how people roll their eyes at better safe than sorry. To most, it's just a cliche, something parents nag about. But for me, it's the reason I'm still alive to tell this story. One small, almost thoughtless action, pulling that strap across my chest, meant the difference between walking away and being wheeled into the ER. Every time I hear someone joke about skipping the belt, I feel this flash of heat in my chest. I want to grab them by the shoulders and say, "You don't know how fast everything can change." But I usually just buckle up quietly because I've learned that actions speak louder than lectures. The truth is, we never think the worst will happen to us until it does. And by then it's too late. That night taught me that being cautious isn't weakness, it's survival. And if my story convinces even one person to click their seatbelt without thinking twice, then maybe something good came out of all that twisted metal and blood. So yeah, better safe than sorry isn't just a saying. It's the reason I walked away from a totaled car. It's the reason I'm here, alive, typing this out. And I'll never take that for granted again.